just because we know what the optimization techniques are, doesn't mean we need to go all in on that.
Hi there and welcome to From Ideas to Results. I'm joined by Kitty from our content team here at Sleeping Giant Media, and we're diving into all the things that are happening in the world of content. And we wanted to use this opportunity to kind of almost go back to some of the basics around LLMs versus search engines. So maybe the first question kind of is, how is AI search different from the more traditional Google search?
Good question to start with. It's very different. So when you have your traditional search, you have your 10 blue links based on kind of keyword relevancy, that kind of thing. AI search is completely different. It has a lot more variables that it takes into account. So when you do your search, and we know searches in LLMs and things are typically 2 to 3 times longer, when you put those queries in, something called query fan out happens, where the LLM will break down the query into subject kind of entities, go away and look for content on those entities on the web, compile those sources, bring them back into an answer, and then obviously cite the sources that it's given you. So a lot more is taken into account. And obviously we know that queries differ. Not everyone is going to search the exact same thing, pizza near me. It's so much different. So that creates a lot of variation, and based on the differences in those queries, the LLMs go away and may gather slightly different sources. So there's a lot more kind of versatility in AI results than there is with your regular search engine results page.
Yeah, it's a lot more variables there. You mentioned that there's a difference between the different sources that they like. I think you mentioned GPT likes Wikipedia more.
That's right, yeah. GPT typically cites Wikipedia more, maybe based on its training data, whereas AI overviews, we're seeing Reddit appearing in those a lot. And we know recently Google's VP of Search has recently come out and said that they are actively promoting short form video and user-generated content because that's what users seem to like. And I think also with Google, there's the element we have to consider of personalization. If you're using Gemini, it might have access to your workspace, so it might serve you articles that it knows that's about stuff you've already researched before, that kind of thing.
Why is it so difficult to influence that output?
It is much harder, yeah. It's why it's worth partnering with people that know geotactics, that's generative engine optimization, because of those variables, because there's such a different ability to search in different ways. So you can use image search, voice search, those kind of things, because of query length and query variation. Also because what they're drawing on is different, and they're able to take into account a lot more nuances in search. So they're able to take into account the context. They may also have slight biases based on their training data. Even the models are different. So what GPT 3.5 might have drawn upon is maybe different from GPT 5.2 is the newest.
It is, yeah, at the moment. So if you were to give people kind of some advice of what they want to do next, what would you say to them?
2 main things that we know from studies and research that do work to help improve visibility in LLMs. The first one is structured data. There's been a number of really technical studies that talk about kind of adding tokens into product descriptions and embedding it in the page. That means structured data. So specifically for e-commerce, that kind of thing is really important. So you've got your very authoritative content, and then at the kind of HTML level, you're also telling LLMs what is on the page. The second one is authority and statistics. There's been a recent study that's shown 40% increase in visibility with content that includes first-hand statistics. Just because we know what the optimization techniques are, doesn't mean we need to go all in on that. You know, adding statistics in every line is not what needs to happen, because Google's spam policies have also tightened recently. You know, a few months ago, they updated their definition of spam to include content that doesn't have depth and evidence of experience.
So the word warning, don't try and game the system.
Yeah, it is ultimately still user first, isn't it? Even though we're optimizing for AI, that is to serve answers to users. So have that in mind, I think, yeah.
Hopefully some useful context there to sort of set the scene when it comes to AI versus more traditional search. As ever, if you find that content useful, do check out our social, do check out our website. So do follow along, and we'll see you again next time.